What's good, YouTube? Today is day 38 of 90 Days of Sauce, or for 90 days straight. I'll be giving y'all tips and tricks on how to become profitable in the market. Today, I'll be talking about trust your strategies and plays. Yesterday, I talked about trust the process. And yeah, today I'm going to be talking about trusting your plays and strategies. And yeah, I am pre recording this video for tomorrow. I just did record the trade recap for Friday. If I haven't seen that already, please go check that out. Tomorrow, I will be giving y'all a weekly recap. And yeah, thank y'all for coming out. But let's Discord link in bio if I haven't joined that already. Go join that. But so when I talk about trust your plays and strategy, right? The strategy, everybody has their own strategy in trading. As y'all know, TJR has his own strategy. Trades by side, PB Blake, PB Trades, all of them, right, have their own strategy. Every single trader has their own strategy, but they're all built off the same confluences, right? It's the same way everybody has their own dribble package, right? Based on the same dribble moves in 2K. You see what I'm saying? So boom, everybody has their own strategy, right? And your strategy might not be working at first, but the more losses you take, the more you're gonna learn from your strategy. Okay, I can't do that in my strategy. Let's not do that. Boom. Now I know what my perfect A plus setup looks like for my strategy. Now I know when to take those trades. Today I did not take a trade when I could have. I got some of my A plus strategy. I got, you know, 75% of everything that I wanted to be confident going in the trade. But today I didn't. I didn't go into a trade because I was not 100% what I got. We did not play off a fair value gap how I wanted. We did not create a displacement gap. See what I'm saying? And that's all about it. And then even if you have some losing days, right? I've had multiple losing days, but my whole strategy has just been building off of those losing days. I started out by boom, when we get a breakout the five, it started out as breaking out of a 1 hour, 4 hour fair value gap, the high time frame fair value gaps. But at the same time, I did not know that 15-minute is the best for my confirmation, my 5 minute confirmation candle, which I wait for, right? So me learning that, I took a couple losses. I was like, okay, there has to be a way that that I had to pick a different time frame for value gap to really go with my strategy. And that's what I did. I found 15-minute, right? Found a 15-minute fair value gap. After that, it was cash money. Boom. So that's learning from a loss, right? I learned from multiple losses of me trying to figure shit out. And yeah, I ended up figuring out that 15-minute goes best on my strategy. Then boom. Next, I added, okay, I wait for a retracement. But sometimes the retracement would happen, but it would breach my retracement, right? It would breach the whole fair value gap. It would create an inverse fair value gap. Boom. Off of that, I'm already knowing that okay, what do I do next? Boom, I learned that displacement gaps are the best for those entries. Boom, I'm adding on to it. It's more becoming a strategy, right? Now, what I added my final step, but I am skimming through it, but these are just my final steps that I remember adding and that made it really polished. Boom. Now, whenever it gets the retracement to a displacement gap that I like and I see, I automatically get it when it taps into that gap to lower my risk. Boom, now I'm risking $50 to $100 a trade to make 300, which is fucking ridiculous. You know? That's what I'm saying. And if my A plus setup works out how I want it to, that is going to smack 90% of the time. It is. And then, boom, I would get stopped out of a trade because I would put it at the bottom of the fair value gap. Nope, I know now to put it at the bottom wick of that middle candlestick of the fair value gap. And so now, if it even comes down to test all the way down and shoots back up, it will not take me out of the trade because I had multiple times, y'all can go look at my recaps, where it took me out of the trade just because what's it called? I didn't have my stop loss at the bottom of that middle fair value gap candlestick. But yeah, but now it's all polished, and all I did was keep trusting it. I did not change nothing about my strategy every day. Every day I would I did change it, but for the good. I learned. I would never change a big thing about, like, bro, this strategy sucks. It does not work. This is terrible, right? No, I stuck with it, and now look where I'm at. I'm still working to perfect my strategy and really figure out. Today I added inverse fair value gaps. Like, yeah, that's another example. Today I added. Okay, I didn't add it yet, but I will start researching this weekend. How do inverse fair value gaps? How can I enter into those off my trade on my trades? Right. Boom. I'm already knowing. Because when we get an inverse on a 1 minute fair value gap, I know, okay, maybe we're flipping the whole position. And now I can use CDSI. I think that's what it's called. I just learned about that too. Now I can use that off an inverse fair value gap. Whenever it passes by that CDSI point, right? Then I know it's confirmed that we're going to keep going up. And I would put my stop loss at the fair value gap. And boom, cash me down. Cash me. But yeah, and then when I talk about trusting your play, right? When you get into a play, do not move your stop loss, do not move your take profit, do not touch nothing. When you get into that play, set your risk to reward ratio, set your stop loss, set your take profit, and don't touch shit until it gets to your break even point. My break even point is usually when it gets 75% to my take profit, right? And then I'll go break even. Then when it breaches my take profit, I might, if I want to get more profit that day, I'll start trailing it really, really hard, and I'll put it at a low, and yeah, I just keep playing it from there. But yeah, that's basically it. Trust your plays and strategies, y'all. Please trust them, and eventually it will work out. If I would say if you get to like a year or 2 years where your strategy is still shitting the bed, it might be time to switch up some shit, right? But like today, it's a hard like everybody's strategy is different, right? Today, the charts were clogged up because of my strategy. Let me show y'all this. The charts were clogged up. It was really no A plus entries today. None, right? And that's mainly, let me go here. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. I guess so. It was also another fair value gap right down here that we also invalidated, right? It was a 15-minute. It was somewhere down here. Let's just draw it out right here. But you see how crowded we are on these fair value gaps. But if I was to go back to a day like Monday, right? Let me show y'all. Say I was to go to a day like Monday, and we can go to 9:35, right? Boom. Today, we go to the 15-minute. Like I said, go to my thing. Boom. We only have one fair value gap, right? We only have one. So with that being said, you go here. Boom. 5-minute. You go here. Okay, our next 5-minute is right here. Boom. As you can see, now we're in the game. This is a day where it's not crowded like the other day I just showed y'all. Now we can play this out. Boom, we go. Let's see what we do. I remember this. Let's keep going. Let's just go to the play that I took. Hold on. Can we get there? Can we get there? All right. I think we dropped down and then we went back up on this candlestick. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Now, when we did this, right, we went up more. Let's see. Boom. This is the gap we had. We created this gap, right? 1 minute gap. Like I told y'all, now we're cooking off what we know. Boom. 1 minute gap. That's 3 minutes. All right, now when we set our take prop, we set our thing right there. We're gonna get in, and we set our shit 1-3 ratio. But I think we can go 1-5 today. We could have really targeted this 5-minute gap up here, but because there was really nothing stopping it on this trend. But I just wanted to get my profit. I wanted a winning day. We could buy right here. Okay, boom. Now look, you see I put my stop loss right down here. Boom. Hold on. Or was it this one? It might have been this play. Okay, it was right here. I'm sorry. So I remember, boom. This is why you don't put it at that middle wick, right? Boom. This is why you don't put it under this fair value gap of this of that middle candlestick, because you always want to put it down here. Because look, if we would have had it right there, it would have breached us right here. Would have took us out the trade, and we would have continued to go up. So you always want to put it right there, and that's what I learned. And now look, boom, kept going to the moon. We would have smacked for so much more money, but we ended up taking out right about here. But yeah, this is a perfect example, and just another example of. Let me go back to another day. Let's go to another day, like right. No, let's not go to Friday. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Oh, I missed 1 minute. It's not changing that. All right, bet. Boom. Right here, go to the 15-minute, right? Boom. We have. Damn, when is this? What the hell? Okay, well, anyway. So, boom. We have a lot of fair value gaps going down, but going up, we only had this one, right? Boom, we only had this one right here. I am giving y'all basically a strategy video right now, but I'm talking about just trust your plays and strategy. 15-minute fair value gap. See, this one's only bulked up to going down, right? Boom, you see all this. Now it's really no entries going down, so I would not be looking to enter if it went down today. And Let's see what we get today. Rejecting hard, rejecting hard. Boom. Let's see. We might have had a very stagnant day here. Okay, just a bad market day. Very choppy. Terrible. But as y'all can see, yeah. So we rejected off of all these 15-minute gaps down here multiple times. Boom. We finally tapped into one of them, and I want to see what we ended up doing. Did we inverse it? No. See, we keep bouncing off. So that's what I'm saying. If we keep going down like this, we're not going to have an entry like this because you see all these 15-minute gaps. This is not with my strategy. My entry would be down here where we would have some room, right, to play around with. But that is a long way from market to get to. And then we have this 5-minute right here. Yeah, market's not coming all the way down here with all these 15-minute gaps. But with that being said, thank y'all for coming out to this video. I hope y'all enjoy. Trust y'all playing strategies, bro. Please just keep trusting them. And yeah, have a good day.